Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one Eastern Kentucky city addresses an issue regarding invasive plant species on its trails, and as local record stores prepare for a busy day of sales, well, there may not be enough vinyl to go around.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you at 6:32 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks for always waking up with us. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. Brandon, you told me yesterday you had the opportunity to mow your yard. But if somebody is planning their day today, that might not.
Well, here's the thing. I do think, and I just learned this morning from the Weather Service, that the severe threat is for this afternoon, which I'm not real sure about. But again, that's kind of what they're saying. So we're going to continue to watch that throughout the day today. But I think by the time we get into the afternoon hours, we'll start to see these showers and storms winding down just a little bit. We'll keep an eye on them for you regardless. But yeah, we managed to squeeze in between the rain yesterday. My mother-in-law and I did, and got the grass cut. Let's get into the forecast this morning. Not so great for cutting grass right now across our region. We still have a little bit more moisture to go as we zoom out there to the west, and you can see that line basically coming from Paducah. So a couple more hours of rain, especially in our southern counties, but be aware of that today. Looking up at US 119 up on top of the mountain there, Winesburg Pine Mountain, things pretty quiet there to start your day off here. We're also looking at temperatures that have been consistent all morning from 50 to 59. Forecast for the rest of the day, I think we start to dry out, and then conditions turn a little bit on the cloudy side this afternoon. 71 a daytime high, down to 61 tonight under some milder and drier conditions. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, Virginia State Police are investigating an apparent murder-suicide involving 3 people in Norton, Virginia Sunday. Police were called to a home where they found the bodies of 2 women and a man before finding a gun. The 2 women were identified as 53-year-old Vivian A. Wampler and 81-year-old Elizabeth A. Sturgill. The man was identified as 53-year-old Brian C. Wampler. Police believe Brian shot and killed his wife, Vivian, and mother-in-law before shooting himself. Williamsburg police, along with several search and rescue members, successfully found 2 missing men in Whitley County. Mark A. Fusen and Ronnie L. Fusen were reported missing by family members when they did not hear from them for more than 2 days. Well, during their search, police were able to find Ronnie safe at a house along Highway 92 East. The team was also able to find Mark along a cliff line using a drone. He was rescued safely. We now have more details regarding a crash that shut down Highway 80 in Laurel County yesterday. The crash happened just past the Little Laurel Road intersection. Officials say a person driving a Chevy Tahoe eastbound crossed the center line in a slight curve and hit a Freightliner semi-truck head-on. The driver of the Tahoe, Joseph Gary Smith of Manchester, was pronounced dead at the scene, and the passenger was flown to UK Hospital with critical injuries. The driver of the semi, John D. Philpott of London, was not hurt. With prom and graduation season approaching, there's a national effort underway to keep teens from underage drinking and driving. The latest numbers from the U.S. Department of Transportation report that about 28 people in the U.S. die in drunk driving crashes per day. Well, that is nearly 1 person every 52 minutes. Alyssa McMorris recalls the day her 12-year-old son, Andrew, was hit by a drunk driver in 2018 while walking with his Boy Scout troop on the side of a road.
They put the phone next to Andrew, and I said, Andrew, Mommy's coming, Mommy's coming.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving launched a national campaign called Power Talks 21 to encourage parents to talk about underage drinking and driving with their children. If you're driving past the Child Advocacy Center in Lexington this month, you'll see something different. Blue pinwheels are planted all around the front of the center to bring awareness to Child Abuse Prevention Month. Wynn Stevens is the executive director of the Children's Advocacy Center of the Bluegrass. He was joined by dozens of community partners in Lexington to recognize April as Child Abuse Awareness Month and plant a pinwheel as a demonstration.
We know that if kids get the help they need, almost always they go back to being the happy, healthy kids they were meant to be, but somebody has to intercede. Somebody has to step in and help get that child the assistance that they need.
Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton delivered a proclamation making this entire month Child Abuse Awareness Month in Lexington to hopefully raise even more awareness. Well, Easter is on its way, and many people might consider picking up a bunny or chick to make the holiday extra special for their loved ones, but veterinarians and shelter workers are advising against that. Dr. Danica Harvey at the Appalachian Animal Hospital Here in Hazard says chicks can be unsafe for children to handle, let alone to have as pets because of the diseases and illnesses the birds can carry.
Chicks in particular are not good gifts for small children because of the risk of salmonella poisoning, handling them, their fecal material. Kids have a tendency to stick their hands in their mouth. I mean, it's a really easy way for them to catch salmonella.
Well, Dr. Harvey adds that like chicks, bunnies are fragile and you have to take extra precautions when handling them. So it's not a suitable pet for a young child. A partnership in Pike County is all about helping healthy things grow in the hills. In the Pike County Conservation District, the city of Pikeville and Pikeville High School are working together to make it happen. WYMT's Betty Forbes shows us how they celebrated an early Earth Day.
We've got filter fabric, we've got our tree tubes, tree stakes.
A partnership in Pikeville.
Old saying is the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago.
Put a little bit of manure in the hole.
Has students branching out for some hands-on learning.
It is so nice to bring my biology students out to experience what we've been talking about in the classroom for the past month at least.
The first phase in the city's efforts to control invasive species in the Bob Amos Park area.
It really does make a difference, and this is a great project. Thank y'all for this.
Then they're just going to grab some gloves, grab a shovel. We've got some horse manure from Muddy Boot Stables over here that they're going to mix in with some of the native soil.
There we go. That looks good. And you kind of dig us a little bit of a hole.
Planting native and blight-resistant trees while targeting invasive types to help the hills thrive.
We'll have everything labeled species-wise, so I think it'll be a pretty good little experiment for everybody to enjoy.
Going out on a limb with an educational project that will require years of maintenance and dedication.
It is definitely a task, but it's a task that we're working on, and it's going to be a multi-year project, so hopefully we can get it under control up here and we'll start seeing some more diversity of our native trees.
Relying on young people with roots in the region.
Babies, these are baby trees, little babies you got to take care of.
We've been talking about how much we take away from the environment, and them having a chance to give back, to leave something for future generations, makes them so happy, and it's so nice for them to be excited about that.
To help plant the progress.
There you go. That's good.
In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, PJ Collins says of the trees planted yesterday, he expects at least 90% to survive, lending to the success of restoring native nutrients to the land. We are less than 1 month away from Derby Day, and we're getting our first look at the $1,000 mint julep. Well, there will be 130 silver cups, each one selling for $1,000, and 18 gold cups for $2,500. One side of the cup is engraved with the thoroughbred, representing for sales where Woodford Reserve Distillery is located. On the other side includes a nod to the French town of Versailles that has a taste of orange, lemon, and pomegranate with Woodford Reserve bourbon. As local record stores prepare for Record Store Day, there's a worry about supply and demand. There are only 4 main distributors of vinyl in the United States. One is Ingram Entertainment, Inc., and it distributes records to Queen City Records in Hazard. Vice President of Sales and Marketing Steve Harkins says it's a challenge making sure everyone gets enough product.
That's part of the popularity, is that from a fan standpoint, it creates great collector's interest because of its limited production run.
Well, he says it does not help that manufacturers are not able to produce enough records. Record Store Day takes place April 23rd.
Coming up on 641 here, we're going to continue to track that rain along the southern border there with Kentucky and Tennessee. A little bit more going up toward Waynesburg as well. Monticello, Wayne County basically seeing some scattered showers. Southern McCreary County, southern Whitley County, parts of Bell County into East Tennessee this morning. So that's where you're watching for the most rain for now. More's on the way. 50 Clintwood, 59 Monticello. Temperatures not moving a whole lot this morning there. 55 in Hazard, 58 London, 56 Pikeville, 54 Moorhead and Ashland. Breakfast forecast as you head out the door. Some rain chances across parts of the southern half of the region, but keep your rain gear handy because temperatures are going to slowly go up as we head through the morning into the afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. At 6:41, still to come here on Mountain News this morning. An update on the transportation mask mandate is expected to be released later this week. That's on the way next.